Today, I am going to take you through Southeast Portland, but not only that, I am going to take you through my neighborhood and where I live in Portland, and that is Mount Scott. I've lived all over Portland. I've lived in the Pearl, I've lived on Mississippi. I lived in St. John's in North Portland, right on the edge of University Park for a long time. I've had every Portland experience possible. Although I love how adorable and amazing this city is, and obviously I'm showing you that through all the different streets and neighborhoods, I wanted to find a place to live where I had the perfect balance between nature and city. I'm originally from the desert, and so to me, I just think Portland's absolutely beautiful. I love the weather, I love the lush landscape, I love the trees. When we were looking for a home, we didn't think we would be in Southeast Portland. We thought we would be probably over by Forest Park or on Old Germantown, but a home came up and in a neighborhood that I had never heard of before. And I'm actually hesitant to share this, not because I live in the neighborhood, but because Mount Scott is a hidden gem. What is so cool about Mount Scott is you have, first off, all of the homes are built into the woods. So it feels like you are living in a cabin. You're elevated, you're up on a mountain, you have beautiful Mount Hood views. The thing about Mount Scott is the gateway into Happy Valley proper. Although I technically live in Clackamas County, I'm right by the 205, which is a major freeway. I can be anywhere, for the most part in Portland, within 20 minutes. I can be at the Portland airport in 20 minutes. I can be in Woodstock and Eastmoreland in 15 minutes. I could be at Mount Tabor in 20 minutes and have dinner at Coquine, or I could be in Montevilla off of Stark and have dinner at the observatory. Not only am I up in nature, but I am right off of 82nd Avenue. It's a huge street that runs north and south. 82nd Avenue is the belly or the kitchen of Portland. It is where you have some of the most amazing brick and mortar restaurants. It's never ending. You have a pho place that only serves 2 soups that won the James Beard Award. You have all different types of grocers, Eastern European to also Middle Eastern grocers, Asian grocery stores. There's so many cultures coming together through 82nd Avenue. That late century architecture, some of it's shed style, a lot of it's split level, very Brady Bunch chalet style homes, but you have a lot of character. We have a listing in the neighborhood. It is a late 70s contemporary chalet style home. It is built into mature trees and nature. You have the proximity to all of the things that I just listed. Let's explore Mount Scott, Southeast Portland, 82nd Avenue, and Happy Valley. Fabulous, thank you so much. Have a good day. So one of the things that I was mentioning earlier about the Mount Scott area is you have an abundance of nature trails that are woven within the actual layout of the neighborhood. Right now in the Scott Mountain neighborhood where our listing is, we have about 2.5 miles of paved trails that are within the neighborhood. So neighborhood is built without sidewalks, but these trails were created so that the community had a place to walk their pets, kids had a place to play, ride bikes. And so in just a second, I'm going to turn this around. But yeah, so that is one of the coolest perks about living up here is right there in Portland in Happy Valley, but you are surrounded by an abundance of beautiful nature. I love the late 70s, early 80s contemporaries because of the quality of the builds. These homes were built extremely well with real materials. We have great views of the city, of the Southwest Hills from most of our homes. We have access to everything. We're very close to the 205, yet we have such a buffer of trees and vegetation that you don't hear the freeway from your home. It feels so private and secluded. You have amenities that Happy Valley has to offer, like Costco. You have big box stores like Target. You have Clackamas Mall, which feels like 1991 inside because it's so hopping and happening. It is not a dead mall whatsoever. You have proximity to all these things. Not to mention the 205 heading south, you are very close to Oregon City, which is fabulous. There's so much money going into Oregon City right now. There's talks of them investing in the waterfront down there. Used to be a mill town. It's where the paper mill was, but now there's talks of investment to make it like the Vancouver waterfront, which is just stunning, which has done so much for the city of Vancouver. The neighborhood is quiet. The community is quiet. It's supportive, but everyone keeps to themselves. This neighborhood's a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about it, which is a good thing because you have privacy, you have safety, and you just have a beautiful abundance of nature. After we're done with the home tour of our listing here on 96th Avenue, I am going to take you around this neighborhood and the boroughs within the Mount Scott area and show you more of these late 70s contemporary style neighborhoods. Welcome to 96th Avenue. This late century chalet style split level sits perched up in the trees on a beautiful quarter acre, and you can feel the care that's gone into this home from the moment you arrive. Just under 2,600 square feet, the home has those warm wood accents to charm and the blank canvas ease that makes it so simple to add your own taste. On the upper level, you're welcomed by a spacious living room with a floor-to-ceiling brick fireplace and those big picture windows that frame the trees. You've got a formal dining room and an eat-in kitchen with a generous breakfast nook. Off the kitchen is a deck and covered patio, one of my favorite spots. It's perfect for your morning coffee, listening to the wind in the trees, or an evening glass of wine while the sun sets. The backyard is a gardener's paradise with a terrace layout, and right from the front door you have access to 2.5 miles of paved neighborhood trails. Down the hall on the upper level is a full bathroom, 2 great-sized bedrooms, and a well-appointed primary suite with its own ensuite bath. On the lower level, there's a second large living room with another brick fireplace and tons of natural light. You'll also find a bonus room that works beautifully as an office or den, a 4th bedroom, a 3rd bathroom, and the laundry room. This home has been getting a ton of attention online, and it truly lives up to the hype. If you'd like a private tour or have any questions, feel free to text me at 503-597-8660. I'd love to show you this chalet-style retreat in person. quick background on the late 70s shed-style homes. Those homes were first developed in Northern California in the 1960s, and specifically a community in Northern California called Sea Ranch. There was a group of architects that are responsible for that initial style. There's the Sea Ranch Inn and Resort, which is in Northern California, and if you ever have an opportunity to go there, I highly recommend it. It is stunning. It's a whole colony of these homes that are speckling the coastline of Northern California. There was a boom of late 70s shed-style homes in the Pacific Northwest. Today in Portland, we still have a community of authentic shed-style homes that were built in the 70s. So I can't disclose the location of this place, but I'm gonna give a history of it, and then I'll just roll footage and some nice music. Why I love this hidden off the beaten path community is because it was developed in the 70s by two architects and a community of friends who pooled their money together and bought 7 acres of land pretty much 5 minutes, 10 minutes from downtown Portland. It looks like you're in the middle of the woods, which you are. It's very private, it's very quiet. I have gotten to know this community because I almost had a buyer, it's this close of having a buyer buy one of the homes when it went up for sale about 6 months ago. But unfortunately, they had to go and look in a different area of town. So hopefully you are enjoying that. And this is for those of you who reached out to me and wanted to learn more about the late century shed style home. Right now we are at the Leach Botanical Garden, which is on the south side, I believe, of Mount Scott. So we are in the Powell Butte area, and this place is just so cool. It's beautiful. I wanted to get some video of the garden because the rain's going to be coming back, I believe, tomorrow. I just wanted to capture some of the last of the beautiful leaves, the beautiful fall leaves. So I'm going to flip the camera over now and I am going to share with you the Leach Botanical Garden.